Welcome to new video. I was really surprised. Like I had like 500 views on that low effort thing where I just showed you this game, and then I had like 150 views or something on this super high effort thing that took me a week. So maybe I'll split the difference a little bit here. So what I want to do in this video, we're going back in the game. I've made a lot more progress from the previous video, but I'm going to just try to fix one thing and then end the video. This has been a problem that's just, I've had this bug happening forever. Let's just I'll show you the bug right away, okay? I don't want to make you wait. So the bug, let's watch. So he does 5 damage per swing, and each little pink guy has 10 HP. Do you notice what happens? Or what happened? Or what's happening? What is happening here? Well, let's watch it again. If you didn't catch it, I'll tell you what happened. But the first enemy that he attacks takes 2 hits to kill. After that, every single enemy dies in 1 hit. So, seemingly, right? You see how that happened? Now, every single time his axe goes down, he's killing someone. So he's actually... And then you saw a few times there it didn't... a few times it didn't go every swing. He had like... When he was moving around, you saw he had to swing twice, but now he's one-shotting again. There's like 300 of these guys stacked up, by the way. It'll take forever for even killing every swing. Okay, so what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to fix this problem, hopefully. And even if you don't know how to code at all, I'm just going to explain everything in human terms so that you can kind of go along with me and see, maybe even do some problem solving in your own head without knowing any of this coding syntax. You don't need it. You just can think and problem solve. The syntax isn't really that important. Okay, so let me just show you. This is a fix I have. This thing is commented out, meaning this isn't running. So what I'm going to do is bring this back in. And so now what this is saying, when I had it commented out, what was basically saying was, this happens every frame. The hero is trying to find a target every frame. However, we stop, it runs, but the first thing that this block of code does is it has an if statement. So it's checking something, and it will only do the code if this is true. So at first I just had if target is nil, meaning if the hero doesn't have a target, he needs to find one. So if he kills his target, then he no longer has a target and he needs to find a new one. But so what I did to fix, quote unquote, fix the bug, I put this in here, which is a timer that I create. So let's just see if this works. I mean, I think I know it does because I've already tried it. But let's see it happening, okay? So now he should have to two-shot everybody and not one-shot anyone. There we go. It's fixed, sort of. The problem is, this isn't really what I want. Of course, I don't want him to one-shot, and it looks good. Seemingly, this is fine. I mean, obviously, the enemies clumping like this is shitty. In fact, I don't know why they're clumping. There's actually another bug happening here where these guys, these are the overflow. Only so many bunnies can circle him around, like encircle him, and the ones that don't have space left to do that are supposed to go hit the wall like these guys are. These guys don't have an attack either yet. These guys do, but the wall doesn't have any HP, so they just hit it forever. And then these guys don't even have an attack, so that's why they're just standing there. But basically he's killed everyone that was trying to circle him, and these are just the guys that bugged out and didn't make it to the wall. So we'll have to fix... I'm not even going to worry about that bug right now, actually. So we fix it by doing that, but the issue with this is that how did I do this? Let me explain how this works. So timer, find target timer. When you make... Every unit is assigned all of these types of attributes. HP 0, don't worry about that. This is like a backup unit. Like if you check for a knight, you have a knight. A knight has these are a knight's HP is already, well, it's going to be I don't know, this is just random between 1 and 1,000, but just imagine that his HP is 1,000, for example. I just did it random. His max HP is 1,000. But then if you forget to assign this, for example, like if I forget to give the knight an HP, this is just a fallback. It will actually check hero first. Hero doesn't have that kind of setup, so it doesn't check that. And then it will go to unit as a fallback. But as an example for all these timers I added, did I add it to here? No. Yeah, find target timer. So this is assigned to unit. So every unit is going to have a find target timer defaulted to 0. And then I have another function called decrease timers, which just every single timer I create gets subtracted by 1 every frame. Unless it's at 0, it just sits at 0. That's all that's doing. So this is just the logic that makes timers actually like be timers and de-increment or whatever the word is. So when did I set that timer? Well, so what I did was, and I don't know why I had to do it this way, this is the problem too, like, so what I said was, if your target is dead, and the way I have dead work is like when your HP hits 0, the code flags you as dead, and then the cleanup function, there's not this cleanup function, but another cleanup function comes later, and it flags you as no longer, like, for the purposes of the game, just imagine it flags you as like take you out of the game. I'm not going to explain exactly how that works, but it no longer tracks your state and your attributes or anything like that. And it also clears the hero, the knight or whatever. If his target is dead, it sets his target to nil. It clears his target. So what we do here is we say, if your target's dead, set your target to nil, and then also set your target time, your find target timer to 5. And what that means is that, well, it means when we check our logic of when are you allowed to find a target, your target timer has to be 0. So what this does is it creates a 5-frame delay between the point of the enemy dying and the knight acquiring a new target, which stops the bug of him one-shotting people. But the issue is I don't really want there to be a delay between attacks. This introduces a 5-frame delay between attacks. And initially when I was thinking of the solution, I said, well, wait a minute, like, it's just got to be a 1-frame thing, right? Like, let me explain how a game loop works in case this isn't clear to you. So our main loop is this. And what happens is every frame, this entire block of update code runs every single frame. And so we can recognize a few things in here. Specifically, well, I guess we can't really recognize it, but update hero runs every frame. And update hero contains find target, which runs every frame. So basically, where was I? I forgot which thing I was looking at before. Main. So this loop this is called a game loop because it loops every frame, it runs every frame. And so my understanding of this bug was like, he must be acquiring a target and hitting it on the same frame. So if I just delay it by 1 frame, then he won't have a target anymore and he shouldn't be able to hit. Like, his auto attack isn't that fast. So as long as I get it 1 frame gap, then all of those checks that see when he does damage should fail. If he doesn't have a target, it should be like no target, no damage. So we change that delay to 1, we would expect, or I would expect, I don't know what you guys would expect, but I would expect it to no longer do that. But let's see what happens. With a 1 frame delay, does it fix the problem? No. And this is what really got me. So you can see it doesn't, when they're walking past him, he's not always one-shotting them because they're failing the distance check. But when they're all close enough to him, then he just starts doing the one-shotting. Okay, so this tells me that the problem isn't because of the reason I think it is. It's something else. And more so like, hold on, let me like commit this really quick. Dude, what? How do I not have a branch? What are we talking about here? I hate GitHub so much, dude. Okay. Did it work? No. Wait, it did. Okay, cool. All right. So what we're gonna do is, I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think I might know what the problem is. What we have, so I want to show you the animation keyframe thing. The way I've decided to calculate damage here is that we have a function called, oh, that's the wrong one. This one. Okay. These are things that can happen. These are things that will like automatically happen on certain animation frames. Because like, as an example, when we have our attack animation, we want the damage to correspond to a certain part of the swing. Like in a fighting game, you have active frames, right? This is exactly how it works. You set a certain frames of the animation that correspond to the hitbox appearing or whatever it is. And so that's kind of what we're doing here. But so we've said if the sprite is attack, so we have a walk sprite, we have an attack. Like the walk sprite is the animation that it loads in when he's walking, and then when he's attacking, it switches the sprite to attack, or so it's sprite.attack, sprite.walk, whatever. And so we say if it's that animation active, if it's showing the attack animation, then or not then, but if it's showing that animation, and if the animation is specifically on frame 6, then also and then after that we check also he also has to have a target. And I could have put and self.target here, but I don't know why I did it that way. I've been like, somebody, if you know like, if you want to tell me like what would the difference be if I added it into and, I'm sure like through trial and error I would discover what the difference might be, or maybe there's no difference. Right now I can't really figure it out in my, I don't know. There's a subtle difference, but I don't think it matters too much for my use case here. Okay. So if it's on that frame, then we do the damage enemy thing and we damage our target. So, dude, I just saw the problem. Holy fuck, I'm an idiot. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay. I saw this and I was like, wait, did I just have him attack on 2 different keyframes? No, I didn't. This was an old thing I was trying to do to fix the bug, actually. So what I think is happening, though, is that I don't think that this is actually always doing what I think it is. I think it's possible that this sticks around. Like, maybe for whatever reason, this isn't getting updated before it checks. My best guess is actually that, well, no, I don't have a best guess because of the 4-frame. Because we had to do a 4-frame delay, I actually don't know what it is. But we can do some, I think it's an 8-frame animation. Okay, but here's what we're gonna do. I have something called a say hello function, which I built in as a debug thing, basically. Right now I have say hello on auto attack timer. So you saw that above the knight's head, there's this number 0, and it changes when you can see his auto attack timer change. Actually, you can't see it changing at all because I turned that off with when I commented it out, didn't I? No, wait, he should have a, this is the wrong timer, actually. It should be whatever that, I forgot what the timer we're looking at. This is a different timer, so it doesn't matter. Okay. But we're gonna say unit dot, what was it? Dot sprite dot, no, dot anim, I have to check it, hold on. I can't remember what it's supposed to be. It was self.sprite.attack. Oh, no, self.animation.position is what I actually want. Okay. So, where was I in that? Self.say hello. Yeah, so we want unit.animation.position. So, what we expect to see here is a looping number, basically, where it's like, if he's walking, we're going to see the number go up and stop, just keep looping. Like, yeah, there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when he swings, it should go up to 8. Yeah. Okay. Now, I can't actually tell what's happening here because it's too fast. We do see that it's hitting 8, and it's not doing what I thought it might, which was having it like get stuck. I thought we might see some visible stuck number thing happening or something. Or maybe we would see it not reaching 8 every swing because it was short stroking or something like that. I'm not seeing any indicators of that though. So now I want to check and see, what do I want to check? We might have to do some console logging to really check specific frame by frame breakdown of what's happening. But first, what I want to check is the unit or the hero update function. And I really want to think about something here with what is the order that this happens in? Find target being first. I've tried moving this to the end of the update function. It doesn't seem to matter. I specifically the order of find target and target enemy. I tried switching that, but actually, what I think the culprit is animation. This function we were just looking at, which is also a knight function, and that's a knight function, not a hero function. Okay, so we want to see where is this function being called? Called just being like, when do you act it? When is it? Here, this is where it's being called. So it's being called in unit.update. Okay, and so it does this. If you have this function, do it. All right. So unit.update is doing the animation keyframe check. So what we want to see is, when does this go in relation to in relation to what? Which function was it? Where does this go in relation to check animation key? This is check animation keyframes. In relation to dude, what was the other function we were even looking at? And this is why it gets hard sometimes to just even keep any of this shit straight in your head. I've actually blanked on what I'm trying to figure. It was unit.update it was night.update, right? Or it was a night function that we were looking at. This is the night function though. This is the okay, yeah. It must have been a hero function. Yeah, find target. Right, okay. So we want to see when does this run, because this is all together. So when does this run in relation to unit update would be the question in the main loop. Actually, before I check, which do I think it's going to be? What do I think is the problem? So I think the problem might be that this is running before, or which one do I think it is? I think this is checking too soon, which would mean like, say on the first frame, the frame before this happens, like, how do I phrase this? Maybe I don't need to explain. I just think this is going too early. And what it's doing is it's making it so that the target, okay, let's just check. Maybe it's not that clear in my head what the problem really is, but I think it's something like the order of this with the other thing. Okay. So unit.update is never called. Is that true? It can't be true. There it is. Okay. Which one did I say was too soon? This one, right? Yeah. So this is going before anything else, which means what does it mean? Well, and so the hero update function is running here, which is before. Okay. So like, let's just try it. I might not know exactly what it is, but and this could break a lot of stuff because it's always been in that order. It probably doesn't matter, but you can't, it could break some stuff, right? Make sure I save all. Okay, yeah. So I never use the hotkey for the shortcut for save all. Okay, so I don't know if this is going to work. We'll see. No. Okay. Unfortunate. I was really hoping that was it. I'll put it back in the order it was in just for the hell of it. Okay. So unit update has check animation keyframes. Let's see if anything else here looks in the wrong order, maybe. Update sprite before check animation keyframes. I'm really tempted to just flip the order of that and see if it does anything. Let's try that. Again, that could break a lot of stuff too. Who knows? That's not it. So it's actually clicked to me. I did some console logging. So we can look at the log here. I think I figured out the problem. I haven't checked it yet. I was off camera for maybe 10 minutes. I just was really just sitting there thinking, not doing anything. And I didn't want to just idly talk. So we can actually kind of see what's happening, I think, here really quite clearly. At least this is pretty clear looking to me, where you have these like unit has taken damage things here. Let me show you. Like, unit has taken damage. So this only runs once a frame, right? So what does it mean if you see this is one frame, but damage is happening 3 times in one frame? What does that mean? Well, I remember because actually the knight's animation is not like let me show you. Let me show you. This is so crazy that I just, of all the things it could have been, this is one I didn't think about, and it just suddenly clicked to me, I think. And if this isn't the fix, I'll end the video. I'll just be like, all right, well, I gave it a shot. So where's this attack animation? Where am I going for it? Okay. So what is this? Well, 0.13 is the speed of the animation. I can't actually remember what that is related to though. So I do use ChatGPT a fair bit to code, and this is a really good use case for it, honestly, because this is just ChatGPT really sucks at a lot of stuff, but it's really good at this. So you say like, I have this function in Lua, love2D using the animate. Like it can usually figure that out pretty good too, but I don't remember what exactly 0.13 means in terms of animation speed. But I'm having issues with the fact that it's not 1 animation frame per 1 frame of game loop. What would I set it to? So it's 1 frame per 1 animation frame for 1 game loop frame, such that it would be good at 60 FPS. And my FPS doesn't seem to be locked properly, so I don't even know if this will fix it. Oh god, that's not good. Fuck. I didn't want to see this. It looks like I've already done this calculation, and I've already set it to exactly what I thought would be the solution to the... Oh, no, it's not. It's off a little bit, right? 0? Wait. Is it 0.0? Oh my god. It's going to be so much different than what it looks... Okay, let's just see what this does. What's he telling me to do? Oh, 1/60th? I can just do that. Oh, that's clever. I like that. Okay, cool. That looks a lot better than that ugly ass decimal, doesn't it? The problem is this might not look right. Like, so if this is the fix, I don't know exactly how I'm going to implement it, because I liked how the animation looked, but that's not going to be possible if it's... And now we're at 89 FPS for some reason. Oh my god, bro. Fuck. Okay, well, that doesn't seem right, does it? Okay, and that was so fast, I couldn't even tell if that fixed it or not. Well, I guess we can check here. Doesn't look like that actually. It's better, right? Because it's no longer showing 3. Maybe, you know what I think it is since the frame rate wasn't really at 60. Let's do 1/100. This is just going to look like garbage, right? But what I'm expecting if I do 1/100 would be that each time you see this, you would see one, like, you want it to look like this. And we're seeing that a lot of times, but not every time, probably because the frame rate is varying. So yeah, let's just try this. We're going to see him spinning like a tornado or something. It's just going to look like garbage. Yeah. Almost. I can't even remember it. I'm just like hard checking here that this is actually this, like 300 is pretty fucking high. It should really, fuck, dude, it's getting worse now. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Like, what if I say 1/30? What happens then? It doesn't seem like it's consistently making any difference, does it? I mean, it's obviously changing his visual attack a lot, but we're not getting any real results here, are we? I'm going to throw this at ChatGPT. The thing with ChatGPT is like I'd have to show it like all of my code, and I can't really. It's just too disjointed. You'd have, it could try to help, but it wouldn't really be able to get it, I don't think. See if it, see, it's just going to give me a bunch of like platitudes, basically. Yeah, it's just going to be like, here's 11 things you could check. Like, obviously, but I mean, we can check it. I mean, and we know it's not running at a consistent 60 FPS. We saw that. We know that's happening. And this is a solution I had that worked too, but I don't want to do that either because, first of all, this just shouldn't be happening. I just don't understand why this is happening at all. I still don't understand. I really thought that it was this, and it's not. It's really unfortunate. So I'll put this back to 0.13, and I'll take another. I said I was going to give up, but I'll take one more stab at this. Okay, I thought for about 2 or 3 minutes, just staring at this. What I think I'm going to try is saying, it was very clear when I pressed the record button, it drained right out of my brain. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to put a check on here called I'm really, you can see I've added too many of these kind of things already. I'm going to have to clean out a lot of them at some point. But let's add a new one. It's going to be called, well, actually, before I add a new one, let's just check and see if I have one that I don't really use anymore that I could just. Not really. Let's add one called can damage. Okay. So what we're going to attempt to do with this is if self.target and self.can damage. And by the way, in almost any program, in all the programming languages I know at least, you say like and self-can damage is short for equals true. Like by default, you say if this means it's true. So you don't have to say is true or false. You can just say like if it's positive, it's like you're putting a negative sign on a number or something, right? Like it's just like self.can damage means that it's true. Okay. I could say like not self. No, that's not this. Not in Lua. I think it's, dude, I don't even remember. Hold on. And what do you do not? And that's not, you can't do that. That's I would just say self.can damage equals false, honestly. There's probably a better way to do it. Okay. And self.can damage, then we do it. And then here's the thing, right? Then we're going to say self.canDamage equals false. A single equal sign is setting it. We're setting it to false. We're not checking, we're setting. Okay. Now, what I expect to happen here is he's gonna hit a bunny one single time, and then he's never gonna do any damage again. Good. Okay. So now we have to set self.canDamage to true somewhere. And I think I know where I want to do this. Here, in this spot where I already had that thing I wasn't using anymore. Okay. I actually think this is gonna fix it. I'm putting it all on the line here. If this doesn't work, I'm just gonna end the video. I'll just press the button, video's over, and you guys can tell me what you think I should try next. If it works, then I'll be very happy. Let me stop for just a second and make sure, because this is it. I gotta make sure it's gonna. Okay, so basically what we're saying here is, let's walk through one more time what we think it's gonna do. We say, oh wait. Bro, what? We don't need that anymore. Okay. But where was the canDamage? Okay, so we were going. We check. Oh, it was literally right there. Okay. It was right there. Okay. Yeah, it was like. So we check on frame 6. The moment he does damage, we shut off his ability to do any damage. We just shut it off. But 2 animation frames later, we re-enable it. The thing is, this is basically guaranteeing, we already saw he doesn't do damage anymore. And he's only going to be able to do damage again when he's on frame 8, which means that the next time he shouldn't be able to do any damage until he gets to frame 6 again. I think this is really going to fix it. Let's go. I've literally got adrenaline pumping because I was working on this game for full time for 2 weeks before I got a real job, and then I got a real job, and now I've barely been working on this, and I've just been stuck on this one bug for like 2 weeks, and it's been sapping my motivation to even work on this, because every time I work on it, I'm just fucking around with this single stupid bug. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Fix, fix, fix. Oh, we got it. We fixed it. That's sick. All right. That doesn't matter. What is that? That bug, but I don't care about this bug. This bug doesn't fucking matter. Let me see what it is though. That's just a console log. We don't give a shit about that. What it was is the target didn't have a name, which I don't care about. The name is a random number I generated for the bunny just to debug and be able to check to see if he's hitting which different enemies on different frames or whatever. That's what that was. So it worked. We fixed it. I had 2 things that I was almost positive were going to fix it, and neither of them worked. And then I just thought of something, honestly, that like was so simple that I should have thought of it 2 weeks ago. I honestly tried like millions of variations, not millions, but I've tried dozens of variations that were very, very similar to this thing that ended up working, but I was putting them in the wrong spot. Like I was trying to check the find target and stuff. Like I shouldn't have been doing that. It was all the animation keyframes. So thanks for watching. Bye.